Good evening, Edison families. Thank you for joining us this evening, and welcome to the first virtual back-to-school night ever. My name is Joey Munoz, and I am the proud principal of this great academic institution, as we know as Edison High School. It is my hope that you are staying safe and healthy as we continue to deal with COVID-19. My prayers go out to those families affected by this pandemic. I also want to thank families for your patience and grace during this time. Parents, I realize this year is very different for everyone. I want to encourage you to reach out to us with any questions or concerns. Our phone number is 457-2650. We are here to serve our Edison families. Okay, tonight you will be meeting Edison faculty and staff, as well as the services we offer. At the end of the PowerPoint presentation, you will have the opportunity to see and listen to teacher videos. They will share who they are and what they teach. Again, thank you for joining us this evening. And now I'll turn this over to Vice Principal Mr. Arredondo.
Good evening, Edison families, and thank you for being here with us. I am Carlos Arredondo, a Vice Principal here at Edison High School. I'd like to begin our presentation by sharing a few school expectations that we have for all students that we wanted to make sure that parents were aware of. We went over these same school expectations with students during their back to school orientation. However, we wanted to ensure that as parents, you're aware and can support us in communicating these good practices to our students. First and foremost, attendance. Students are to join daily and on time. Class starts at 9 o'clock. The second class begins at 10:15, and the third class begins at 11:30. This is daily. We also ask that you follow our odd-even schedule. You can find the schedule online or at various social media websites. If you're absent, if your child is absent, please make sure that you notify attendance. Additionally, if there's an extended absence for an extended illness, for example, as COVID-19, then please make sure you contact attendants and counselors. It's important you contact the counselors so they can communicate with teachers and make sure they don't fall behind in their homework. During class, we ask that you find a spot for our students to take care of their homework and their schoolwork quietly so there's uninterrupted space. We want to make sure that they have this space available so that way they can give their undivided attention to their students. Also, if there's a headset available at home, please encourage your students to wear it. Make it easy. And please make sure they have something to eat prior to starting class. We utilize Microsoft Teams for all homework. Please make sure that your students are turning in their homework via Teams, and that they are turning it on time. These grades matter. These grades matter during the first quarter. And we want to make sure that all students are taking care of their obligations to turn in their homework on time. Lastly, regarding class, please make sure that you encourage your students to seek support should they need it. We have a specific time in our schedule where students can seek additional support, and they have this time to meet with teachers to make sure that they're completing everything that they need to do for class. If there's any tech issues, we ask that you please communicate with our tech distribution center, and we'll have more information on that later. But additionally, you can contact any counselor or administrator for support. Communication. This is extremely key during this distance learning process. We're asking you that if you have not yet done so, please access your parent portal and update your contact information if it has changed. This is important. We have many students who have outdated numbers that need to be updated so we can make contact if necessary. Have your students check their FUSD email daily. Right, it's important through this distance learning model that they're up to date via email. You, as a parent, have every right to communicate with your child's teacher as well. So please make sure if you have any questions, you email your teachers and/or give them a call. We are available here for you. And finally, please read Mr. Munoz's weekly announcements. They are posted on our website on the homepage under announcements. So these are some of the school expectations we have for you. We encourage you to have a conversation with your child to make sure that they are following through because we want them to be successful this school year during our distance learning model. Now, I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Marty Lewis, who's going to be presenting on our bell schedule.
Good evening. Welcome, parents, to our back to school night. My name is Vice Principal Lewis, and I have some things to share with you concerning our bell schedule. Much of this is pretty self-explanatory as well as VP Arredondo went over the times of the classes. But some things that I would like to highlight are what happens between 8 and 9 a.m. On Mondays, you should receive a week at a glance or some type of schedule as to what teachers will be doing with your student for the week in order to prepare you for any activities that are upcoming, and also to keep you informed as to what's going on in classes. So you should receive that on Monday. On Tuesday and Thursday is our student parent connect time. And that is a time when our teachers reach out to families, to our students and our parents, and especially when there are concerns as well when it comes to attendance or when it comes to performance in class. Or it could be connectivity issues that you learn about how a student is connecting to class. So those things happen from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And so that will be on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Other than that, you can find more information on our bell schedule in our website, as well as our daily odd and even days is also on the website as well. So that's all I have for the bell schedule. Now I'm going to turn this over to VP Rasimi Sarayasak, and she'll be talking about the after school program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. So good evening and welcome to Edison. I just want to share with you that we take pride in offering different resources and support for our students. And one of them is our after school program, and which we offer tutorials in various subject areas, as well as enrichment activities. If students are interested in participating, to please email our after school program coordinator, Daniela Feast, or myself. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me directly. Thank you very much. And now I'm going to Mr. Vargas, who is going to go over technology.
Thank you, Rasmi, and good evening, parents and students. My name is Ray Vargas, and I'm also one of the vice principals at Edison High. We understand the difficulty using technology at home, a slow internet, being dropped from the internet, unable to access the virtual classroom and digital resources, or a forgotten password. Whatever the technology issue you're having, we ask that when it does happen, have your student inform their teacher immediately and let them know of the problem. You can also contact our main office at 457-2650 for assistance. Our goal is to ease parent and student concerns over technology and continue to support a distance learning program for all of our students. Have a great evening and enjoy the rest of our program. With that, I'll give you Troy Odell, our Career Technical Education Coordinator. Ms. Odell will share with you the amazing pathways we offer our students at Edison High.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Mr. Vargas. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. As Mr. Vargas says, I'm Mrs. Odell, the Career Technical Education Program and Pathway Coordinator here at Edison. We offer a wide variety of CTE programs that range from 1 courses to 4-year progressive pathways. We have over 1,300 students taking part in our CTE programs this year. All of our students taking CTE courses receive A through G credits for those courses while taking a hands-on real-world approach to learning. These programs are designated to or designed to let students get a better understanding of what careers may be offered in these fields. Not only do they learn valuable skills in the designated industries, but they learn soft skills that are transferable to any secondary education or career path. I know our current situation in distance learning has created challenges, but our amazing teachers, along with the support of site and district, are coming up with innovative ways to meet your students' needs. If you look at the screen here, Edison offers 2 4-year linked programs. This means that the students are cohorted into groups and are linked by 3 of their courses. Biomedical Science and Technology, Biomed for short, is one of the 4-year linked pathways. In Biomed, The program will prepare students who are interested in any medical profession. It gives them a variety of things, a wide range. In their junior and senior year, they have the option to continue in that patient care pathway, or it branches off into kinesiology or mental health. Kinesiology focuses on sports medicine and athletic training, and mental health explores mental and behavioral health through a variety of disciplines. If you also notice, kinesiology is under the 2-year program. That means that students can, their junior and senior year, also take that as a 2-year program. Engineering is our second 4-year linked program. This is a series of courses that expose students to the methods used by professional engineers using advanced math and science concepts to identify problems and engineer solutions. Students are introduced also in this to various careers in engineering. Our 4-year elective pathway is computer science. This is not a linked pathway. It is a 4-year progression of electives. With the addition of our new 9th grade course this year and 10th grade course next year, students learn computer languages that will assist with creating websites and eventually apps and games in their senior year course. We have a 3-year program. This is a CPA. It's Energy and Technology Academy. A CPA is a California Partnership Academy. This begins the 10th grade, and students are linked also in for their classes. This is our oldest pathway where students gain skills and knowledge in the growing in energy, utilities, and transportation industries, and a focus on renewable resources. Along with kinesiology in our 2-year program, we also have technical theater. Technical theater covers design basics of sets, props, costumes, makeup, light, sound, stage management, anything that's behind the scenes or on the scenes of a production. We also are offering, this is a 2-year program, we offer this year an advanced technical theater. We also have our new Teacher Academy. This is the first year for it, and it'll also be a 2-year program. It's the basics on it if you are interested in anything in the educational field. We also offer a Singleton CTE course, which is multimedia. This is like the A to Z's of using a computer. This is digital literacy. Students can, they learn anything from how to create files on a computer to digital photography. Next. And this is my information. If you want to get a hold of me, any questions, you can find me at troy.odell@fresnounified.org. And this is a progression of electives. It has all of our electives here, and it also tells what courses they are linked with or what they would take, science and English, grades 9 through 12. This is on our website, or if you have any questions, you can email me and I can send you a copy of it, or their teachers have copies also. Thank you so much for joining us. And now back to Ms. Soryasak with assessments.
Thank you, Ms. Odell. Okay, so as a site test coordinator, that I would like to talk a little bit about the different types of assessments that our students will be taking this year. So we'll start with the formative assessments, which include the classroom assessments. So the classroom assessments will help teachers and students to assess the learning gaps as well as determine what they know. And that is expected to be given across our site and throughout the year. And in addition to the classroom assessments, we also have iReady diagnostic, and that is going to be given to our students in 9th and 10th grades who are taking math and English, as well as all of our SPED and EL students. And the reason why that all of our EL students, regardless of grade levels, have to take this test is because it is part of their redesignation criteria. So it's very important that we encourage our students to complete the diagnostic. And then after that, they complete the diagnostic one, they are asked to take the adapted assigned lessons that will help them to improve their skills in reading as well as in math. And so the first diagnostic window was open on August 24th, and it will close on the 30th. And the second one will be open March 2nd and will end March 29th. So students will be directed by their by their ELA and math teachers. And students can start taking the diagnostic in class and then later finish it at home. So please encourage our students to complete the diagnostic within those windows. And then our next one is actually a summative test. And I just want to tell you that I'm very proud of our AP program. This year, we have nearly 1,400 students who are taking our AP courses, and we are looking to expand the courses and expand the program. So our students right now are being prepared by our teachers to take the AP exams that are scheduled to be given in May, so between May 3rd and May 14th. So more information will be coming. And then the next summative assessment would be our TASP, which consists of our summative balance assessment as well as our California science test. So for this year, it is expected that our juniors will be taking both math and ELA tests. And for this year, we will include our seniors taking the CAST. So both juniors and seniors will be taking our California science test. And more information will be coming, but in the meantime that our teachers have access to the interim assessments to help prepare our students for the CAST test. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, and I will send more information as they come. Thank you so much, and we are going to our VP Blanco, who is going to talk about our EL support services.
Thank you, Ms. Suriasak. Good evening, Tiger families. My name is Lorinda Blanco, and I'm one of the vice principals here at Edison High School. Today, I will be talking about our EHS mentoring and tutoring program for English learners. This program is designed for English learners who would need extra tutoring. We will meet Monday through Thursday from 2:30 to 3:30. If you are interested, please reach out to Mr. Raul Asuna at raul.asuna@fresnounified.org. This information can also be found on the school website. Up next is Anicia Quintana and the Social Emotional Support Team.
Hi, good evening, Edison parents and families, and thank you for being with us here tonight. I want to let you know that as a social emotional team, we understand that our current circumstances and the global pandemic that we are facing has created many challenges and changes for our students and families. We want to let you know that even though we aren't in the same space together during this time and on campus or even in the same room, that we're still here to offer support. This year, the social emotional team is working exceptionally close to make sure that we are meeting all of our students' needs. As a clinical social worker, what I do is provide emotional support and mental health counseling for students in need. I work with them to address issues like anxiety, depression, grief and loss, and a variety of other mental health concerns that surface. I also work to spread mental health awareness on campus and connect students and families to resources in the community. Mrs. Carrie Chavez, who's our Project Access School social worker, does many of the same things that I do. However, she works primarily with a student population that's identified under the McKinney-Vento Act. Mr. Dwayne Jones is our school psychologist, and he primarily focuses his attention with our special education students. His main role is to determine initial eligibility and re-evaluation for those services. He works with the team to make sure that students' academic and emotional needs are getting met as well. Together, the three of us make up our mental health team and crisis intervention team at Edison. We respond to students' immediate needs and provide suicide prevention and awareness on campus. Our social emotional team is a lot larger than us too, and it includes our lovely restorative practice counselor, Ms. Leslie Kelly.
Greetings, Edison family. It is an honor to be the restorative practice counselor at Edison. I'm Ms. Kelly, and I provide Tier 2 social emotional support for your students. I provide restorative coaching, reentry, repair conferences for students and adults, individual and small group counseling. I facilitate parent learning and classroom support. My partner in this work is Mr. Wilkins, and he's on campus. He continues to be a driving force by supporting our students in and out of the classroom. providing weekly check-ins, phone calls, and building those positive relationships that allow our students to succeed academically and social emotionally. We also have a social emotional counseling tab on our counseling website. Where you can get the information. If you would take a few minutes now, though, you are allowed to take a picture of the screen so that you have our emails and our phone numbers. And at this time, I would turn it over to our athletics director, Mr. Verduzco.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly, and good evening, Edison families. I'm Hector Verduzco, the athletic director. I appreciate the opportunity and want to reassure that FUSD, along with our Goal 2 team, is actively working in cooperation with local and state health departments in order to safely relaunch athletics. I ask that you please make reference to the visual before you for the seasons of sport, being that they have changed along with some start dates. Moreover, please go to the Edison webpage where you have additional contact information for each of our head coaches. Inclusively, all students have been receiving information via their email in regards to their physicals, to the family ID component, and of course, all release forms that are necessary to participate in Edison athletics. Please, I encourage you, email me at hector.verduzco@fresnounified.org or call me directly to my office, 457-2744. I appreciate your time. And now for our phenomenal activities director, Miss Rosa Rubio Zarate.
Hi, thank you for that introduction, Mr. Verduzco. Hi, everyone. I am Rosa Rubio, and I am the Campus Culture Director here at Edison. And today I'm just going to talk about the team that is supporting our students. So we have our class sponsors. La Flamme, she's our freshman sponsor. Miss A is our sophomore sponsor. Miss Driggers is our junior sponsor. Miss McPhail is a senior sponsor. Ms. McPhail and I will work together to organize some of those senior activities. We're working really hard to plan some stuff virtual so that we continue to keep our seniors and engage, all students engaged, but give some of our seniors some of their activities that they are expecting, obviously following the guidelines and doing things safely. So some of the activities that we're doing or we plan are some virtual rallies. We don't want to call them, I call them rallies, but they're more like virtual events. We had our first virtual Spirit Week last week and it went well. We had about 300 students participate. We want to do something around homecoming. It's a little later, but it will be something virtual as well. And we are currently this week going to have our virtual elections. So we are just trying to keep our students connected and feel like they still belong to Edison. The best way that we are going to be able to communicate with them is through their Fresno Unified email. So if you can please have them check their email regularly. Our class sponsors have a list of all the students that they're grade that they're the sponsors for. So they'll be getting an email with updates on events that are happening. We're also putting things on our social media accounts, and we understand that not all students have social media. So that's why email, our Fresno Unified email, is the main source of communication with them. If they follow Edison activities, they'll see some of the stuff there. They will also see it in our Twitter accounts, Instagram, and also counseling. They post a lot of our activities there. We're just trying to keep our students engaged and just connected to our campus. Something that's coming up next week, we understand that there's some students that would like to still be involved in some clubs, and I saw some questions in the chat regarding clubs. So I just want to let you know that clubs will be, we usually have about 60 clubs, and this year we have about 22 clubs that want to keep running virtually. So next, on the week of September 28th through October 2nd, we'll be having a virtual club rush, and students will be sent a PowerPoint that they can navigate throughout the whole week and just learn about different clubs and select the clubs that they would be interested in joining. They'll also, in that PowerPoint, it'll be the time so they can select to join more than one club. anything to just keep them engaged and keep them feeling part of our campus. If you have any questions, you can email me. There's my email below, or I also have a Google Voice, so you can also call me and leave me a message, and I will get back to you with answers. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and I'm going to pass it over to Mrs. Potter, our head counselor.
Good evening, Edison families and students. Welcome to our back to school night. During this presentation, these next few slides, we are going to talk about counseling in general. And then as soon as this presentation is over, if you are a senior parent, please stay on and we'll go more into depth of senior activities. So first, we're just going to introduce the counselors. This is the 9th and 11th counseling team. Your child's counselor is based on last name. So for example, A through F will be Mr. Sulzer. And then G through Man will be Mrs. Hendricks, and MAO, last name R, will be Mrs. Chang, and last names S through Z will be Mrs. Nava. So on this slide, you will have their email addresses as well as their Google Voice numbers. So you can contact them either way. Mr. Sulzer is on leave until October 5th, so he will be back October 5th. Until then, you can email his counseling sub, whose name is at the bottom, Esmeralda Escato, and you can go ahead and contact her until October 5th. Our 10th and 12th grade counseling team is below, and Miss King will be last names A through F. Mrs. Polium has G through Man. Mrs. Aaron has last name MAO through R, and Mr. Lee has last names S through Z. So we just want to go through some of the high school graduation requirements right now and A through G requirements. Senior parents, we are not going to revisit these, so if you want to go ahead and listen to these next two slides, that'd be great. So you do need 230 credits to graduate from a Fresno Unified school. You need 40 of those credits in English, 5 in government, 5 in econ. So you can actually see every single subject or category listed and how many credits you would need. Each semester, a student will earn 5 credits if they receive an A, a B, a C, or a D. So at the end of the semester, which our semesters end in December and in June, if your student has an F, they will need to recover those credits in some way, shape, or form. It could be adult school when they are juniors or seniors. It could be 7th period credit recovery, or it could be summer school. However, we do want to talk about the 1920 semester, second semester. If your student received an A, a B, a C, or a P, they received 5 credits. Ds were not issued last semester when we went into distance learning for COVID, and an NP would be no credits instead of an F. You will notice that this year, so now, right now in our distance learning format, your student will be receiving A, B, C's, D's, and F's. There are no more P's or NP's. So again, 230 credits. If your student is off track for graduation, please contact their counselor. And you can see this on your student's atlas, the exact graduation requirements that I'm listing right here. This leads us into A through G requirements. So these are the requirements that students must earn a minimum of a C or higher in to be minimally qualified for a 4-year university. So your student does have to pass history, so modern world history, US history, government econ with C's or higher, all 4 years of their English, 3 years of a math, algebra, geometry, algebra 2. So this is a little bit tricky because we do have advanced math. Students are always in math junior, and we put them in senior year to make them competitive. So this is just the recommendation, but colleges do want to see beyond. So we will continue to enroll your student in math. Laboratory science, they need biology and then a physical science, which would be physics or chemistry, as well as a 3rd year of science. That aligns with the requirements for Fresno Unified graduation. Then they need a foreign language, 2 years of a foreign language, the same language, so they can't switch. It needs to be Spanish 1, Spanish 2, or French 1, French 2, or Hmong 1 and 2. A visual performing art, and then anything above and beyond what's already listed. So like their 4th year of math or their 3rd year of science would count for that G down there. Again, the minimum qualifications are A, B, C's, meets requirement, D and F does not, and you would have to recover those grades for semester 2 of last year, 1920. An A, a B, a C, or a P will meet A through G requirements. It is listed on our website that we went to a P and NP grading scale, so colleges will accept the P, and NP will not meet A through G requirements. Again, if you have further questions, please contact your student's counselor. So we're going to talk about some assessments that counseling usually gives out. Most of them are College Board assessments aside from the ACT. So we always have the PSAT in October for freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. This year, it is still planned if we are back at school in a physical setting. So right now we are planning for it, but of course we don't know what's going to happen. So if we're still in distance learning, we will not have the PSAT, but if we are back on campus, we will have it. We do have SAT fee waiver codes in the counseling office. So if you'd like to contact your student's counselor, if you're a senior or junior parent, you can. I will let you know, however, that because we are closed as a school campus, Edison is currently not offering the SAT on the weekends. So you would have to find a school when you're registering that's the closest school to us. A lot of schools around the area, Fresno and Clovis, have not been offering it, but like I said, you would just need to register for the test and find the closest seat available. And AP testing is currently scheduled as is for May 3rd and May 14th. If there are changes, we will let you know. Of course, last year there were changes, so we have no idea what's going to happen with the CDC or what the education system tells us to do, so we will definitely be in contact with you. So counseling information and contacts. I also want to mention that our job developer, Ms. Ranquillo, is also part of our office, so her information will be in the chat. She does work permits and interviews, stuff like that, and so you can definitely contact her there. But your counselors will still hold grade level meetings. They'll send you links through your Fresno U email. There is a senior team that's been created, so you might get the links through Teams. You might get alerts on your Teams, but always Fresno U. So portal.office.com. Please do not go through your WeTigers. We do not send emails to WeTigers, only Fresno U. We can also email you through or chat with you through Teams. Sometimes we do that if it's easier for a student. And you can book appointments with counselors via our website. So our counseling website can be found at this link provided, or it can also be found if you just go to the Edison homepage, webpage, and click on counseling. You will go straight to the counseling website. It will give you information on Atlas, on how to log into your student portal, how to log into your parent portal, where counselors can be found, their Google numbers. You can click on their names and book an appointment with them. You can also see all of the updated and current flyers that we have going on right now. So if there's an event going on, it will all be on the counseling website, as well as all of our social media accounts, which are also listed here. You can just click on them on the right side. So we have YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, and also Facebook, and you can link through there, as well as updating an emergency card. So if you need to update an emergency card, like your phone number changed, you can do that via your student portfolio or portal or your parent portal, and that can be found how to access that on our website. So that's all that we have for counseling right now, but please, again, feel free to ask questions if there's anything that we did miss. Oh, sorry, I'm going to give it back to Mr. Munoz now.
Hello again, and wow, awesome job, folks. Lots of information, huh, parents? I hope you received some information that was valuable, and if you have questions, go ahead and you can use the chat to ask any questions or contact us for further information. However, at this time, this concludes our informational portion of the presentation, but parents of grades 9 through 11 can view teacher back to school videos by using the Flipgrid link that's provided in blue and using the passwords Tiger 2020, or scan the QR code on the screen. And that will take you to the teacher videos where you can get to know the teachers and they can talk about some of the expectations they have for their classrooms. For parents of 12th graders, please stay logged on for the senior class meeting. We will also provide this slide with the information here, so you can also have access to the teacher videos after the senior meeting. Again, thank you for joining us tonight, and you have a great evening.